A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Program transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that's toasted to taste better.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand you get. It's toasted to give you the best taste. Yes, it's the toasted cigarette.
This is Don Wilson. I'd like you to listen to just the last part of that song once again.
It's the toasted cigarette.
That's one important reason the Lucky tastes better. It's toasted. The fine tobacco that goes into every Lucky is toasted to taste better. It's toasted. The famous Lucky Strike process brings Lucky's fine tobacco to its peak of flavor, tones up this light, mild, and naturally good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. That's why we say this. If you want real enjoyment from your cigarette, make it Lucky Strike.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste. Yes, it's the toasted cigarette.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Tennessee, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Jack Benny does his television show, but meanwhile we have a radio program to do. You know, almost every morning before breakfast, Jack takes a nice long walk through Beverly Hills. It's early in the morning, and right now he's in the midst of his walk. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day.
Gee, it's nice walking this early in the morning. Nobody's up. Everything's so quiet and peaceful. Oh, isn't that cute? That sparrow must be building a nest. He's gathering things for it. Oh, look, he's carrying a little piece of Kleenex. Wait, he's not building a nest. He's wiping his eyes. The smog is awful. But it feels good going out so early. Everything is so pretty. I like living in Beverly Hills. Gosh, look at that. I haven't seen a horse and wagon for years. I never forget the first time I was driving my Maxwell and we passed a horse and wagon. And my car scared the horse. Come to think of it, it scared the wagon, too. The driver looks kind of familiar. I know that face. Hi, Rube. Sure, it's my farmer friend from Calabasas. What are you doing here in Beverly Hills?
I'm on the way back home.
Oh, what'd you come to town for?
Yesterday, I went down to the radio studio to appear on a new quiz program. Isidore Milka.
Oh.
But that ain't the first time I've been on radio. A couple of months ago, my wife told me she'd like a Bendix on the farm, so I won one and brought it home with me.
Now, that made her happy.
No, I brought home the wrong Bendix. She wanted William. Get it?
I got it.
You ain't the first sucker who fell for that one, Rube.
Hey, by the way, I meant to ask you something. I've never been in Calabasas. Pretty small place, isn't it?
Sure is. They even have a special Boma shave sign for the town.
What does it say?
If you sneeze or blink or move your glasses, you'll miss the town at Calabasas.
Hey, that's pretty good. Well, I better run along now. See you again.
So long, Rube.
So long. Yeah, what is... What why he always calls me Rube? Oh, well, I better get home. Oh, what a beautiful morning. I wonder whose house this is on the corner. Oh, it's Jane Russell. She has such a high fence around it because she takes a sun bath every day. If I had the wings of an angel... Well, there's still Harris's house. He has a nice weather vane he put up on his chimney. An old crow. Why do you use a bird instead of a bottle? Well, I better walk a little faster. I'm getting hungry. Ah, Rochester, that was really a good breakfast.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Mr. Billy.
I sure did.
Well, if you're done eating, maybe you ought to check this list with me. I'm going shopping.
What do we need from the market?
Canned goods, meat, vegetables, everything.
Let me see the list. 1 loaf of bread, 5 pounds of sugar, a bottle of ketchup, a box of cornflakes, 5 pounds of flour, 3 boxes of Jell-O. Jell-O?
Yes, all these years we finally ran out.
Okay. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Coming. Oh, Don.
Hi, Jack. I came over about the commercial.
Oh, well, come on in. Hey, wait a minute. You came over about the commercial. Where's the sportsman?
I've asked them to wait out in the car, Jack. I want to speak to you about a personal matter first.
Oh, what is it?
Well, Jack, I don't like to trouble you with this, but I still haven't received my salary check for last week's show.
Oh, gee, well. Did you talk to my business manager?
No, I couldn't. They're having a riot up there, and the warden cut off all communication.
Well, maybe I can lend you some money till things settle down on the rock. Now, bring the quartet in and let me hear the commercial.
Jack, won't you come out to the car? They're all packed up. They're going away. It'll save a lot of trouble.
Oh, are they leaving for someplace?
Yeah.
All right. Come on, I'll go out the car.
Wait a minute, Jack. Jack, what's that?
Oh, next door, the Coleman's electric fence. Every time I come out of the house, it goes on. Hey, hiya, fellas.
Boys, how about letting Jack hear your commercial?
Yeah.
We ain't got a barrel of money. Maybe we're ragged and funny, but we're traveling along, singing a song. Side by side. Don't know what's coming tomorrow. Maybe it's trouble and sorrow, but we're traveling alone, sharing our load. Side by side. Through all kinds of weather. What if the sky should fall? Just as long as we're together, it doesn't matter at all. When we'll all have their quarrels and parties, we'll be the same as we started. Just travel along, singing a song, side by side.
As you know, we've been working for Benny. That's why we haven't a penny.
But the country's just fun. We're happy enough, side by side. Luck is always so pleasing. Spiders are back for the reason. Give us turkeys and mash for the match, side by side.
Lucky Strikes taste better. They're cleaner and fresher, too. Lucky Strikes are so much smoother. Your finest smoke, it is true.
And a taste in the lucky we posted. One reason is that it's toasted. We want to repeat. Nothing can beat Lucky Strike.
That'll be a great number on the program. But then when you do it on the show, maybe you can get a little more bounce into it. And then that way...
Jack, that's your phone ringing.
Oh, my goodness, and Rochester isn't home. Excuse me, John, I better run in the house and answer it. So long, fellas. Hello? Hello? Can you tell me what television program you're watching now? I'm sorry, but I'm not watching television right now. Oh, I see. Well, did you look at television last night? Yes, I did. Would you mind telling me what programs you watched? Let's see. Robert Montgomery and Burns and Allen. Oh, would you mind telling me all about them? I don't have a set. Wanted... Oh, for Christ! Of all the silly things. There's a nerve of that guy calling up and asking me to tell him about television shows. I get the craziest phone calls. If I didn't have such a good laundry business, I'd get an unlisted number. Maybe I ought to have my name taken out of the phone book anyway. Or at least out of the yellow pages. I wonder if I would... Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, Dennis.
How you feeling?
Fine.
It's a nice day today, isn't it?
It sure is.
It's a nice day tomorrow when you come and visit me.
Visit you? Where are you?
In jail.
That's nice. Now, Dennis, when you do your song next Sunday...
Mr. Benny, aren't you excited or anything? I may be here for 20 years.
Good. Now, Dennis, when you do your...
Well, gee, aren't you worried?
Dennis, you've been calling me up with a lot of silly talk for so many years that I never believe one word you say. You make up the silliest, most absurd things I've ever heard. And I'd be a fool if I talked for 1 minute.
I gotta hang up now. We're going to lunch.
Dennis, those marching feet. Dennis, you mean you're really in jail?
No, Mr. Benny, I was only kidding. I'm at the studio. You see, we're making a television picture about a prison riot, and I'm playing the part of an escaping convict.
Dennis, what's happening?
Dress rehearsal.
Oh, well, then I'd better hang up. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That must be some picture he's making. Well, I got a lot of time on my hands today. I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll go out to my golf course and... Nah, I already did a lot of walking this morning. I'm a little too tired to carry all those clubs. No matter how much they tip me. Can't practice my violin. It's broken. Too early to go to bed. I think I'll go to my library and read a book. There are a lot of books here. Most of them have been bestsellers, too. Not as a Stranger, A Cane Mutiny. Here's one, I Looked and I Listened, by Ben Gross. Treadmill to Oblivion, by Fred Allen. This sure is a funny book. You know, it's a strange thing. On account of that feud we had, so many people think that Fred Allen hates and despises me. Unfortunately, Fred happens to be one of those people. Here's some books I've saved from the time I was a kid. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Tom Swift and his Electric Rifle. Oh, here's one that was given to me by my father. What every boy should know. remember Papa gave it to me because he was too embarrassed to tell me about the birds and the bees. The bees go around getting honey out of the flowers. What's so embarrassing about that? Maybe I should have read the second chapter. Say, here's a book I haven't read. The Mystery of the Elephant's Graveyard. Hey, that sounds like an exciting book. I'll sit down and read this one. The Mystery of the Elephant's Graveyard. Chapter 1.
My name is Jack Stanley. I am by birth a wealthy heir, but by desire an explorer and a big game hunter. When I decided to locate the elephant's graveyard, I was warned of the many dangers lurking in the heart of darkest Africa. So I took precautions. For the fierce animals, I had a powerful rifle. For the dreaded disease of malaria, I had a huge supply of quinine. And for the fierce natives who shrink human heads, I had my head sandfurized. Our way through dense jungle undergrowth, when suddenly the native porter stopped and started a discontented murmur. I turned to my partner and said,
What's wrong with the natives, Wilson?
I don't know. I'll ask him. Uga muga nagila wana, nula angara,
Nuga nuga mala, milala hanana wal.
He says the men refuse to go any further. They're hungry. For 15 days, they've had no food or drink.
Their own fault. I told them to join the Diners Club. Ask them how far it is to the elephant's graveyard.
Nawila muga lakuta, miwa buga bugo narwa.
Magua.
He says it's a 3-day journey if you go by the mountain route, but if you take the short... It's only 2 days, providing you don't run into the unfriendly pygmy tribes or crocodiles.
Magua means all that? Yes, Magua? Isn't there a Buna Buna with it? Magua? Oga puna lakuta, oga nagalep, buana angara buga mawa, chichi unga makola nula. If that means yes, I'll punch him right in the nose.
He said, give me some Kleenex. This smog is killing me.
Oh, yes, he used to be a sparrow.
Come on, let's get going. Hey, the natives are restless. We better get them some food and quickly, too.
Okay, come on, let's go hunt some. Come on, follow me. This looks like a good place to hunt.
Careful now, this undergrowth. Look out for those thorns. They're very long.
Yeah.
Ouch! You tear your shirt?
I would have if I had a shirt on. Anyway, I don't mind.
Why in the world did you take your shirt off going through this dense underbrush?
Shirts cost money. Skin I can grow.
The hunt was a huge success. We got an antelope, a lion, a buffalo, and a tiger. Oh, I know the tigers are only found in India, but this one has been on a quiz program and won 2 glorious weeks in Africa. The men were delighted with the food, and we camped there for the night. The night seemed endless. I could not sleep. In addition to the usual sounds of the jungle, the air was rent by the roar of a lion, the snort of the water buffalo, the chatter of the monkey, the snarl of the panther, and the weird plaintive cry of the giraffe. The weird plaintive cry of the giraffe.
Smell.
Giraffes don't make no noise.
Well, then do a sparrow again. Anything.
The laugh of the hyena. A southern hyena yet. In the morning, the men were refreshed and we traveled all the next day. And it was towards dusk that we came to a little clearing in the jungle. And there she stood.
Thank goodness, at last you found me.
She was beautiful. And although she had been traveling for many days through the dense jungle, her clothes were not the least bit ripped. Fortunately, she had encountered no thorns. Fortunately? Then she began to speak.
Oh, I'm so glad. After all these days of traveling through this horrible jungle, hiding from the animals, avoiding the natives, fighting off all the dangers, and now you found me, and I'm safe.
Don't be too sure. Now tell me, what are you doing here in the jungle?
I came to Africa on a scientific expedition with Professor Ludwig von Krauss, but his lust for power got the better of him. He had set himself up as king of a native tribe. He wanted me to be his queen, but I escaped.
Nagura Hilamawa. What's that?
Me messenger. Me look for you many moons. He bring you this message.
Wait a minute. I'm in the uncharted jungles of Africa. How did you ever find me?
Me find them your address in yellow pages. What's the message say?
From the British Home Office in Equatorial Africa. It said, beware of Professor Ludwig von Krauss. He's preparing to take over all of Africa.
The warning came too late, because just then we were surrounded by a horde of screaming savages who took us captive and brought us into the presence of the cruel, ambitious professor. He looked at us and said,
Down on your knees, you versunkene Schweinhund!
Now look.
Here, you Dummkopf, I am the great von Krauss, discoverer of penicillin, inventor of atomic energy, and just this morning I have made the greatest scientific discovery of the century.
What's that?
I have perfected Brew 103. Now I have made up my mind what to do on you there, Thornton. To save a girl I will keep, but the rest of you I'm going to throw to the crocodiles.
No, don't keep me. That would be a fate worse than death. Throw me to the crocodiles, too.
What is that?
The crocodiles.
Now look.
Shut up. Oh, you make me so mad. Now come up here, Fraulein, and sit on this throne here beside me.
Wait a minute. Why do you want to kill all the men and just keep her?
You better go home and read the second chapter of what I'm going to do. All right, God, tie these men up and throw them to the crocodiles.
Oh, no, you don't. I don't make a move. I've got you covered with this gun.
Look out. His guard is throwing his spear at you.
The spear went through me just as my bullet killed him. Although I was lucky that the spear didn't go through my heart, the doctors had bad news for me. It would be fatal to remove it. So for all these years, I've been going around with a spear sticking out. This doesn't bother me normally. But at a party, whenever we play charades, everyone guesses that I'm an hors d'oeuvre. my story. Yes, I, like all those before me. Tale to find the elephant's graveyard.
Ladies and gentlemen, when a fella needs a friend, he needs a helping hand. And the hands of the Big Brothers have helped thousands of growing boys to find the way to a useful life. Since the first Big Brother movement was formed in 1904, to the many thousands of men who daily volunteer to help, I say congratulations for a job well done.
What are you doing, Jack?
Oh, I'm calling my writers.
What do you want them for?
I have to do my television show tonight, and I can't ad-lib my way out of Africa.
What?
Angara, new coup.
That means you'll see you on television, folks. Don't forget to watch it.
Yeah.
Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to bring you that... Hold it, Don. Jack isn't here. See, I just saw him a few minutes ago. Where is he?
He just went in the other room to talk to his riders. Oh, boy, is Jack burned up.
Oh, boy, those two guys get away with murder. They never have a program written till the last minute.
Well, I'm going in and see what's happening. He's always having trouble with his riders.
Now, look, fellas. If I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. You've got to have the program written before we go on the air. Every week we just barely make it. Now today, look what happened. No script at all.
Well, we were stuck this week.
Yeah, we didn't have no inspiration.
Oh, you didn't?
Don't yell at me. I'll fly to pieces.
I'm not yelling. I'm just asking you to work, that's all. You're working for me. I'm paying you to work.
And that's another thing. We want more dough.
Well, you certainly picked the right time to ask me. You're getting plenty now. Why do you want more money?
We want to get a room tonight.
Now, listen, will you cut that out? A fine team of writers I've got. I've been looking for you all week. Where were you?
Palm Springs.
You're not supposed to be in Palm Springs. You're supposed to be here with me.
Come on, Jack. We're waiting for you.
Mary, I'll be there in a minute. Now, look, fellas.
Hey, who's a dame?
Who? That's Mary Livingston. And she's not a dame. You've met her at least 400 times.
Oh, yeah, that's the girl we write for, Harry.
You're Harry. I'm Sam.
And I'm Jack Benny. I'm glad to know you. Now, look, fellas, we're on the air, so I'm going out and do the best I can. Meanwhile, you stay right here and prepare some kind of a play for us.
Yeah, okay. Hey, how about a murder mystery?
A murder mystery?
Hey, you know, where a guy comes home and he finds his wife in the arms of another man.
The husband says, "Now I got you."
Why, Julius, what are you doing here?
You know what I'm doing here. I ain't gonna scrap it all.
Julius, put down that gun!
Oh, boy.
Bang.
Wait a minute! That'll be fine. Write it up. Write anything. Just so we can have a program. Now bring it in as soon as possible.
Okay. Give me the pencil, Harry.
Well, you got it, Sam. I gave it to you yesterday.
No, I give it back to you.
Yeah, but after that I put it in your...
Here, use my pencil. For heaven's sake, use my pencil. Just get started. Now go to work. Darn those guys. They go to Palm Springs and I have no broadcast.
What's the matter, Jack? You having trouble with your writers again?
Yeah, Don, every week they're getting lazier. Now tonight, no material at all.
Well, why don't you fire them?
He can't. They dug up a photograph of Jack when he was in the 3rd grade.
What's wrong with that?
He was the only kid with a mustache.
It was just fuzz. You could hardly see it. Anyway, that picture has nothing to do with my writers. If this ever happens again, I will fire them.
Well, Jack, if there's no script, what do we do now?
We'll just have to stall. Say, Bob, how about a number from the boys in the band?
Okay, but I'll need a couple of minutes to round them up.
Oh, for heaven's sake, what's the matter with those fellas? The minute the introduction is over, they always disappear.
Well, they don't have to play again unless Dennis sings a song, and they get kind of restless sitting around on the bandstand.
Oh, that's too bad. I want them on the stage throughout the show. Where are they?
Well, some of them are at that little bar across the street.
Well,
And Bagby and Fletch and Kurtz Bridwell and Sammy the drummer are backstage in a gin game.
5 of them? How can 5 play gin?
Oh, Sammy doesn't play. They use his head to keep score on.
They use his head to keep score?
Yeah, after a long game, it looks like he's got hair.
Bob, I hate to be a spoiled sport, but I wish you'd get the boys back on the stage.
It is a shame, Bob. Look, Frankie Remy's the only one on the stand.
That's right. And you know why? Because Frankie takes an interest in the show. He's the only one in the whole bunch who's loyal and dependable and always on the job.
Well, I'll wake him up and tell him that.
He's asleep? But his eyes are open.
Oh, Jack, don't tell me that trick of his has you fooled, too.
What trick?
He's got pupils painted on his eyelids.
Gee, he must have taken a lot of trouble with them. They're bloodshot and everything. But, kid, this isn't solving our problem. What can we do to fill time till the script is ready?
Well, Jack, you ought to be able to do something. After all, you're the star of the show.
But, Don, it's not that easy. I don't sing, I don't dance, I've never done imitations. Gee, I don't know what to do now.
If it wasn't Sunday, you could take your money to the bank.
Very funny, Miss Livingstone.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, hi, Dan.
Hello.
Hey, what's everyone standing around for?
Because we got a problem, Dennis. My writers let me down this week. We got no script, no jokes, nothing.
What's the difference? Who listens?
Now, wait a minute, Dennis. There are still millions of people listening to radio. It's still a big medium. More radios were sold this year than ever before. And anyone who's on a big show like this is still doing a very important job.
Boy, did you sing a different tune when you cut my salary last September.
I didn't cut your salary. You're still getting $80 a week like you did last year.
Yeah, but what about that new clause you added?
What new clause?
The one that says a week is 14 days.
Jack, how could you actually make Dennis sign a contract that has 14 days in a week?
Because when he's around, it seems that long. Now, look, Dennis, as long as we're stuck without a script, how about doing your song now?
Hey, I got a better idea. Why don't you and I ad-lib a little? You know, to and fro.
Ad-lib, huh? To and fro. All right, Dennis, I'll start it. Who was that lady I saw you with last night?
That was no saw. That was a battle axe.
Some ad-libbing. You... Come in.
Telegram, Mr. Benny.
Right here, fella. Thanks.
Give him a tip, Jack.
Oh, yes. Here you are, buddy. Say, you're rather old for a messenger boy, aren't you?
You ain't going to get the mumps anymore yourself, Bob.
And I had to give him a 50-cent tip.
You gave him a dime.
I gave him a quarter. I know what I gave him. I wonder who this telegram's from. Oh, it's from Fred Allen. Gee, I haven't heard from him in a long time. Says, Dear Jack, have been listening to your show and have a suggestion that may help you fill remaining 20 minutes. Why not announce your retirement and let the audience take it from there? What a silly suggestion.
Yeah, they'd applaud right through Amos and Andy.
Never mind. I'm going out and see how my writers are coming along. If they're stalling, believe me. Fellas, I know it's a good title for a murder mystery, but where's the play?
Well, we got a lot of ideas, but we couldn't write them down.
Why not? I gave you a pencil.
Yeah, but there ain't no lead in it, say.
Oh, there ain't no lead in it. Give me that pencil. Look, fellas, you turn this little knob here and out comes the lead. It's an automatic pencil.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look, Sam, you turn this knob and the lead comes out.
Hey, that's good. Let me turn it.
No, I want to turn it.
Come on, just one.
I've turned it already. Look, give me back the pencil. Here's a pen. You don't have to turn it or anything. Now, please write that mystery play, will you, fellas?
Okay.
Boy, if I ever get my hands on that picture, I'll fire them so fast they won't know what hit them. Well, Don, it'll be a few more minutes yet.
What'll we do?
I don't know what to talk about.
Well, you're such a great comedian. Why don't you ad-lib something?
Well, you're right, I will. You know, folks, a funny thing happened to me on the way to the studio. A panhandler came over to me and asked me for a quarter. He said he hadn't had a bite in 2 weeks.
So you bid him.
So I... Barry, I'm supposed to do the ad-libbing.
That's the oldest joke in the world.
All right, all right.
Say, Jack, as long as we're waiting for the script, how about the sportsman doing a number?
The Sportsman Quartet, they have anything prepared?
I'll ask him. Say, fellas, would you like to do your arrangement for Jack?
Oh, swell.
They said no.
They did not! Now, go ahead, fellas. Hold it a second. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny, this is Rochester.
I'm having a lot of trouble here. What is it?
Well, boss, I've been rearranging those antiques on the living room mantel, and I was wondering about that yellow vase.
Oh, keep that in the middle, Rochester. I'm very proud of that vase.
You are?
Yeah, there are only 2 vases like that in the entire world. And the only ones who have them are the King of Siam and me. Or is it the King and I?
It's the king and the junk man. I just busted yours.
Don't be silly, Roch. I'm having enough trouble without you aggravating me.
What's the matter?
Well, my writers are late with the script, and I'm standing here with nothing to do.
Too bad I'm not there.
Why, what could you do?
Sing, boss, sing.
You sing with that voice?
Don't knock it. Around Central Avenue, I'm known as that sentimental fellow with the mellow bellow. I even sang once with the Hall Johnson Choir.
What happened?
Johnson threw me out in the hall.
I thought so. Well, I'll talk to you later. So long, Rochester.
Goodbye.
Now, go ahead, Don. Have the sportsmen do their number. I'm going in the other room and see how Hemingway and Steinbeck are doing.
Okay. Hit it, fellas.
Me, and my shadow. Me, and my shadow, strolling down the avenue. Me, and my shadow, not a soul to tell our troubles to. And when it's 12 o'clock, we climb the stairs. We never knock, for nobody's there. Just me and my shadow, all alone and feeling blue. Me and my love.
I'm proud that I'm a lucky from old Kentucky,
strolling down the avenue.
Wherever you go, that's where I glow.
Me and my
LS-MFT.
It's the friend I tell my troubles to.
I'll turn your troubles into smoke rings.
The favorite cigarette. Wherever you go, his lucky strike. It's toasted, you know.
For me
and my shadow. There is just one smoke we love.
Better taking Lucky Strike.
Look, fellas, what kind of writers are you anyway? Look at this page. That word is murderer, not moiterer.
Well, a gangster would say moiterer.
Well, I'm not a gangster. I'm supposed to be a police captain in this. Read your own script. Now, fellas, it's time for our play, so I'll take what you've got and you bring the rest in as soon as you can. Now, give me those pages.
Please give me those pages.
All right, please give me those pages. Now, concentrate, will you, fellas? Fine thing. Drama on the installment plan.
Well, how's it look, Jack? We gonna do a play tonight?
Yeah, but we'll have to do without a rehearsal. Here are your parts, kid. Now, let's see. I'm going to be Captain O'Benny of Police Headquarters, and Dennis, you'll be my assistant, Sergeant O'Day.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, welcome. Now, Mary, you're going to be the widow, Mrs. J. Malcolm Smith.
The widow?
Yes. Your husband has been killed, leaving you $3 million, an estate in Santa Barbara, and a yacht. And you're all broken up.
Why? Does the yacht leak?
No, you loved your husband. Now, let's see. Oh, Bob, you'll be the family chauffeur, and Don, you're going to be the bugler.
Bugler?
No, they must mean butler. Some writer. Boy, what writers I've got. You're the butler, Don. Well, so much for casting. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our feature attraction this evening, we present an original mystery drama entitled The Murder of Malcolm Smith, or He Had an Appointment with the Dentist in the Afternoon, but He Was Drilled in the Morning. Well, say, it's not such a bad title. I think I'll get the boys a room tonight. Well, let's go, fellas. The opening scene is the office of Detective Captain O'Benny at Police Headquarters. Curtain. Music. Wait a minute, Bob, wait a minute. Is this the theme music for a murder mystery? Mighty Like a Rose?
Well, that's what your writers gave me.
Maybe that's the name of the murderer.
Who, Rose?
No, Mighty.
Quiet. Well, okay, Bob. Play what they gave you. Start it again, will you? Hey, Sergeant O'Day. Sergeant O'Day.
Yes, sir.
Did you answer the burglar alarm at the First National Bank?
Yes, sir.
Well, were there any suspicious characters around?
No, the furniture movers told me they hadn't seen anybody.
Furniture movers?
Yeah, the two fellas with the safe.
Those were the burglars. What's the matter with you, anyway? I'll take it. Hello, Police Headquarters.
Hello, this is Mrs. J. Malcolm Smith talking.
Yes?
My husband, J. Malcolm Smith, wealthy stockbroker of New York, Palm Beach, and Miami, heir to the millions left by his father, has been killed.
That's shocking news, Mrs. Smith. Are you sure your husband is dead?
Definitely.
We'll be there in 5 minutes. Goodbye.
What's up, Chef? Chief?
That's the way they wrote it. J. Malcolm Stock, the Smith broker, has been murdered. They can't even type straight. Hand me my gun.
Shall I take the bayonet off?
Of course. I only use it to roast marshmallows. Also take that accent off. Now let's get going. This is an important case, Sergeant O'Day, and we're going to find the murderer of J. Malcolm Smith, or
what?
Or nothing. We're all out of script. Hey, fellas, hurry up with the rest of this, will you? play something, Bob. Fine writer. They couldn't even finish a sentence. Hold it, Bob.
Here's a few more pages, Jack.
Say, now go back and get to work.
We got a union, you know. We're going out to eat.
Not until you finish the script.
Okay, Blue Eyes.
Even my writers notice them. Now, let's see. Oh, yes. This is an important case, Sergeant O'Day, and we're going to find the murderer of J. Malcolm Smith, or my name ain't Captain O'Benny. I could have thought of that myself. Let's go. Wait till we get in the car. Stupid sound man. All right, get in, O'Day. I'll drive. Here we are, O'Day. Come on, open the door. This is the police. Open up or we'll break it down. Come on, O'Day, let's smash that door.
Good evening, gentlemen. Did you ring?
Where's Mrs. Smith?
In the library. Whom shall I announce?
The king and the junk man.
Oh, be quiet.
Here she is now.
Pardon me. Are you Mrs. J. Malcolm Smith?
Yes, Captain.
Tell me, what do you know about the murder of your husband?
Well, we were sitting here in the library listening to the radio when all of a sudden I turned around and there was my husband on the floor with 5 bullet holes in him.
You're lying. Here's the body, and he was only shot 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
Now count 'em.
But I want the truth. You killed your husband, and I know why. You murdered your husband because... Oh, fine, we're stuck again. All right, Bob. This is embarrassing. Hold it, Bob, hold it. All right, boys, some more pages.
Here you are, Speedy.
Thanks. Let's see here. Oh, yes. Now listen, Mrs. Smith. You murdered your husband because there's another man in the case. Now tell me, who's your lover? Who is he?
Well, what's going on here?
Hello, darling.
Who are these men?
They're detectives, darling.
Aha, the other man. What's your name?
My card, sir.
Darling Crosby. What's your connection with this family?
I'm the chauffeur.
I see. How'd you get along with Mr. Smith?
Don't answer him, dear.
Dear, eh?
That's my middle name.
Are you taking everything down, Sergeant O'Day?
Yeah, honey.
That's my middle name. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, now you. You still haven't told me how you got along with Mr. Smith.
Well, frankly, sir, we didn't get along very well.
You didn't, eh?
He's been very suspicious of Mrs. Smith and me ever since she hired me for her chauffeur.
Well, what made him suspicious?
She didn't have a car.
I thought so. Now, one of you two is responsible for the murder of J. Malcolm Smith.
Yeah, but which one? You can't arrest both of us.
Don't get smart with me. I know who the murderer is. It's... Oh, for Pete's sake. Hey, fella!
What do you want?
What do I want? I want the finish of the play. I want to know who the murderer is.
Oh, that's what we're arguing about.
Arguing?
Yeah, I say it's the dame.
And I say it's got to be the chauffeur.
But, fella...
Sam, how can you be so stupid? Look at the motives. The motives. The dame had all the motives.
Motive. So you learned a new word. I still say it's the chauffeur.
But if he didn't have any motive...
Keep out of there.
That settles it. I'm going home. Ladies and gentlemen, it's alarming to think that a destructive fire starts every minute of the day and night. There's no end in sight for the terrible destruction caused by these fires unless we do something about it. Here's what you can do. Check all the electrical equipment in your home. Make certain it is safe. Don't smoke in bed. Be sure that every match, every cigarette is out before you retire for the night. Don't give fire a place to start. Thank you.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first, here's the sweetheart of Lucky Strike, Miss Dorothy Collins.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste. Get it, the toasted cigarette. They get fine tobacco. It's like tobacco. It's mild tobacco too. And it's toasted. Yes, it's toasted. 'Cause the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste. Get it, the toasted cigarette.
Friends, that song gives you the big reason why so many millions of smokers always ask for Lucky Strike. A Lucky tastes better. It's toasted to taste better. The better taste of Lucky Strike begins with fine tobacco. Why, sure, LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. But there's even more to it than that. Just before it's made into Lucky Strike cigarettes, that fine tobacco is toasted. The famous Lucky Strike process, It's Toasted, tones up Lucky's mild, naturally good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. That's the Lucky Strike story, pure and simple, and why you'll enjoy them. A Lucky tastes better because it's the cigarette of fine tobacco, and it's toasted to taste better. So get a carton of better-tasting Lucky Strike.
Who's there?
It's me, Rochester. Boy, what a day. My writers didn't have a script for me. The show was crazy. All the orchestra play was mighty like a rose. And on top of all that, I tipped the telegraph boy a quarter, and he turned around and insulted me. I feel awful.
Boss, look in the mirror.
Huh?
Look in the mirror.
Well, I'll be darned. I've got the mumps. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Joseph Burke, George Balzer, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Hal Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks.
Filter smokers, here's the true tobacco taste you've been looking for. Filter Tip Tarleton gives you all the full, rich flavor of Tarleton's famous quality tobacco, and real filtration, too. Filter Tip Tarleton incorporates activated charcoal, renowned for its unusual powers of selective filtration and used far and wide to purify the air we breathe, the water and beverages we drink. Look for the red, white, and blue stripes on the package. They identify Filter Tip Tarleton, the best in filtered smoking.
The Jack Benny program is brought to you by the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes. Program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that's toasted to taste better.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
This is Don Wilson, friends. I guess you all have heard of Bill Coram, the famous sports columnist, who's also president of Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky. Well, he's one of the many millions of people who smoke Luckies. And this is what he says about them. I smoke Luckies because they give me the enjoyment I like, and they taste better than any other cigarette to me. Now, Bill Coram's reasons for smoking Lucky Strike is the same one most Lucky smokers give. Better taste. What makes a Lucky taste better? It's toasted to taste better. Now, Lucky's better taste begins with fine tobacco. LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And then that tobacco is toasted. It's toasted. The famous Lucky Strike process brings Lucky's fine tobacco to its peak of flavor, tones up this naturally mild, good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. Yes, a Lucky tastes better because it's made of fine tobacco and it's toasted to taste better. So pick up a carton of Lucky Strike. Remember, it's toasted to taste better. The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Perry Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, immediately after this radio program, Jack Benny will do his regular TV show over the CBS television network. But first, let's go back to last Thursday. It is late morning at Jack's home in Beverly Hills.
Hello? The telephone company? You want to install a phone here this afternoon? Are you sure you have the right address? Yes, this is 366 North Camden Drive, but there must be some mistake. Oh, the phone is for Rochester Van Jones. Well, let me find out about it, and I'll call you back. Goodbye. I wonder why... Oh, Rochester! Rochester!
Did you want me, boss?
Yes, the telephone company just called. What's this about you ordering a phone in your name?
Well, I figured it would be more convenient if we had two phones in the house.
But that's silly. My phone should be enough. I talk on it very little. You can use it whenever you want to.
I know, but I thought it might be a good idea to have another phone in case of emergency.
But why? Suppose there is an emergency. You can use my phone.
Yeah, but suppose the house is burning down and I haven't got any change.
Gee, I never thought of that.
And besides, I'll be using the phone a lot from now on. It's the only way I'll be able to talk to my girlfriend, Susie.
Why? What's wrong?
Well, her father seems to have taken a dislike to me.
But I thought you always got along so well with her family. What happened?
The other night, Susie and I were sitting in the dark on the sofa watching television when her father came in and got awful mad.
Why should that make him mad?
They ain't got a television set.
Oh. Say, look what time it is. I'm going out to the racetrack today, and Miss Livingston isn't here yet.
Boss, you've got plenty of time. The first race doesn't go on till 1 o'clock.
I know, but I go to the races so seldom, I don't want to be late. Oh, that must be Miss Livingston. Coming!
Hello, Jack.
Mary, you're late.
Well, I'm sorry, Jack. I was leaving the house when I got a long-distance call from Mom and Papa.
Oh, a phone call from your mother and father, huh? What did the bad and the beautiful have to say?
Well, Mama said that Cousin Sylvia eloped last night.
Sylvia? Mary?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, it seems like only last summer I picked her up and bounced her on my knee.
It was last summer. She's a midget.
Oh, so she got married, huh?
Yeah, she married a man 6'2".
No kidding. Little Sylvia?
Mm-hmm. Oh, but Jack, a terrible thing happened. Right after the ceremony, as they turned to go back up the aisle, she took one step and broke her leg.
How?
She forgot she was standing on a box.
Oh, that's awful. That must have been a sad wedding.
Her mother was crying. Her father was crying. And I...
All right. I had to ask her how yet. Now, come on, Mary, let's go to the races. I got a hot tip in the 6th race, a horse named Our Fancy.
Our Fancy?
Yeah, and I hope I win. I can sure use the money.
Why? You've never used any before.
Mary, stop that. Now, come on, let's get going.
Wait a minute, Jack. Isn't Dennis going with us?
Well, certainly.
Well, what are we supposed to do? Pick him up?
No, he's here. Dennis! Dennis, where are you?
I'm in the kitchen.
Well, come on, Mary's here, and we're ready to go.
Okay. Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Dennis.
Say, Mr. Benny, would you mind having rehearsal at my house tomorrow?
Why should we rehearse at your house?
Well, my uncle is visiting us, and he thinks that I'm the star of the show.
Oh, he does, huh? Well, let me tell you something.
Oh, Mr. Benny, what's the difference where you have rehearsal? Let me impress my uncle, huh?
Yes, Jack, what difference does it make?
Well, all right, Dennis. We'll have rehearsal at your house tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
Okay, and be there on time, kid.
What?
My uncle doesn't think I need you at all.
Oh, my goodness. Here I am, all set to go to the races, and I haven't got any money. Excuse me, Mary. I've got to go down to my ball. I'll be right back. Now to cross the bridge over the moat. Gosh, look at that alligator. So strong and powerful. He's been very valuable to me, too. 3 wallets and a belt, and he's still as healthy as ever. Hope he forgets by next Christmas. He's getting wise to me when I come in here with a piece of meat in one hand and a can of ether in the other. Down, boy. See you later.
Who goes there, friend or foe?
Friend.
What's the password?
It's toasted.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Benny.
Yes, Ed.
How are things on the outside world?
Oh, fine. How have you been, Ed?
Oh, pretty good. Say, Mr. Benny, I hate to complain, but it's awfully cold down here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ed. The next time I come down, I'll bring a stove.
Well, if it's all the same to you, I'd rather have clothes.
Oh, well, I'll send some down. I got to open the safe and get some money.
Shall I lie down so you can give me the ether again?
No, Ed, you can watch this time. Well, let me see. The combination is right to 45. Left to 60. Back to 15. Then left to 110. There. There we are. Now, let's see how much money I need. There, this ought to be enough. Gosh, look at that big pile of money way in the back of the safe. Boy, if the South had won, I'd be a millionaire. Well, I better close the safe. Well, I got to be going along now. So long, Ed.
Goodbye, Mr. Benny.
Okay, kids, I'm ready. Let's go.
Oh, Mr. Benny, don't you want to hear the song I'm going to do on the program?
You listen to it, Mary, while I get the car out of the garage.
fountain blessed. 3 hearts in the fountain, each heart longing for its home. There they lie in the fountain, somewhere in the heart of Rome. Which one will the fountain bless? Which one will the fountain bless? 3 coins in the fountain, through the ripples how they shine. Just one wish will be granted, one heart will wear a valentine. Which one will the fountain bless? Which one will the fountain bless? 3 coins in the fountain, how they shine. Just one wish will be granted, one heart will wear a valentine. Make it mine, make it mine.
Gentlemen, the 5th race was a photo finish. We'll have the results in a moment.
Jack, when are you going to make your bet? You let 5 races go by already.
I know. I'm only interested in the 6th race. Our fancy can't miss. Say, Mary, let's go get a... Oh, no. Look who's coming. That racetrack cow.
Where?
Hiya, bud. Long time. No see.
Hello. Come on, Mary. Let's get away from her. Mary, let's go get a hot dog. Huh?
But, Jack, we're in the clubhouse. Why not have lunch?
Well, all right. Oh, waiter! Waiter! We'd like to get something to eat. What would you suggest?
Another waiter. I can't stand you.
I don't care whether you can or not. Now, what can we get in a hurry?
Well, we have roast pork, corned beef, leg of lamb, sirloin tips, and bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs. That sounds good. Are the eggs fresh? Oh, well, I'll have that. How about you, Mary? Would you like bacon and eggs?
Ooh, would I?
Maybe. Just bring us our orders, waiter, as quickly as you can.
Yes, sir, and I'll seat you at table number 1. That's right over there.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, the last race was a photo finish, but you won't know the results till tomorrow.
See, that's strange.
The picture turned out so good that we've decided to show it at your neighborhood theater.
Now, Mary, let's look over the list of entries for the next race. I want to see if the...
Bud.
Huh?
Come here a minute.
Me?
Yeah.
What is it?
You gonna eat here?
Yeah.
What table?
Table 1.
What?
Take
number 9.
Well, look, I'm very happy with table one.
Well, think it over, Bud. Number 1 is a card table.
A card table?
Yeah. If it carries too much weight, its legs will fold.
Gee, I never thought of that. So you think I ought to take table number 9?
Well, certainly. Look at the breeding.
The breeding?
It's by Bird's Eye Maple out of Grand Rapids.
Gosh, I didn't think they even knew each other.
Get wise, Bud. Think it over.
Look, I'm not Wait a minute. This is the first time I've run into you at a racetrack. Why don't you give me a tip on a horse?
Who knows about horses?
What?
So long, sucker.
Mary, have you figured out yet what horse?
You're bacon and eggs already. I put them on table number 1.
Number 1. Do you think I'm a sucker? We'll eat at table number 9.
Table 9? The shiny mahogany one?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you can't eat at that table.
Why not?
It was scratched.
I don't know why you had to be our waiter. You make me sick.
Well, you're not penicillin to me either.
Come on, Mary. We'll eat at the counter.
Attention, please. We have a late change. Horse number 7, Little Lady, will not run in the next race. As she left the paddock, she broke a leg.
I wonder how that happened.
She forgot she was standing on a box.
How do you like that?
The jockey was crying. Serena was crying. And I was crying.
Come on, Mary. We'll eat at the counter.
Who's next?
I am. I like a hamburger.
Jack, there's Don at the counter.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. 1 hamburger. Coming up.
Oh, hold it, mister. Hold it. I want to tell you how to make it.
Wait a minute, Mary. This I have to listen to.
Now, before you put the hamburger on the grill, I want you to make the patty round and firm and fully packed.
I have a feeling that this is leading to something.
With relish?
Oh, yes, and be free and easy on the ketchup.
If Harry Bonzell ever heard about this, he'd kill himself.
Now, let me see if I got it right. You want the hamburger round and firm and fully packed. Free and easy on the ketchup.
That's right.
Look, mister, you don't want a hamburger. You want a package of Lucky Strikes.
That's exactly what I want.
That Don is a humdinger.
The horses for the 6th race are now in the paddock.
Jack, are you still going to bet on our fancy?
Well, of course. That horse will not only win the race today, he'll probably set a new track record.
How much you going to bet?
I don't know. I wonder how much weight our fancy is carrying. I wonder who the jockey is.
Jack, if you'd buy a 15-cent program, you'd know.
Well, I don't have to buy a program. I'll go over to the information desk and find out. You wait here, Mary.
Okay.
Pardon me, mister, but how much weight is our fancy carrying?
I don't know.
Well, what's the name of the jockey?
I don't know.
Well, how long's the race going to be?
I don't know.
Well, for heaven's sake, if you don't know anything about the races, what are you doing behind that desk?
I had to get behind something. I lost my pants.
Well, of all the silly...
Jack!
What is it, Mary?
Did you get the information you wanted?
No, darn it. I came to the track to bet on our fancy, and that's what I'm going to do. And Dennis...
Yeah?
This is your first time at the races, so take a tip from me. Put your money on our fancy.
Our fancy? Let me see. That's number 8.
That's right.
Oh, that's not for me. I already bet on number 12.
Number 12? What's the horse's name?
Who cares about his name? It's the number that's important. That's my system.
Dennis, you've got a system?
Yeah, sure.
Well, Dennis, according to your system, how come you bet on number 12?
Well, the horse is carrying 116 pounds. He's running in the 6th race, so I added 6 to 116, which gave me 122. I added 18 to 122, which makes 140. This is the 4th week of the month, so I divided 4 into 140, and that makes 35.
Uh-huh.
Then I subtracted my age, which is 26, and 26 from 35 leaves 9.
Uh-huh.
And then I added 3 and bet on number 12.
Wait a minute, Dennis. I followed you all the way down to 9. Why did you add 3?
Well, how else can you get to 12?
Yeah, how else? Now, come on, let's go over to the $5 window. Hey, Mary, look down there.
Where?
Down that aisle. Isn't that Mr. Paley?
Oh, yeah.
Well, come on, let's go over and talk to him.
Jack, he came to the track to enjoy himself. Now leave him alone.
But, Mary, I'm a big star on CBS, and he's the head of the network. If he knew I was here and didn't stop to say hello, he'd be heartbroken. Come on. Mr. Paley! Mr. Paley!
Huh? Oh, hello, Jack. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Mr. Paley.
Say, Mr. Paley, what horse are you betting on in this...
And now, coming out on the track are the horses for the 6th race.
Mr. Paley, have you picked your horse yet for the next race?
Yes, Jack. I'm betting on Aviatrix.
Well, look, Mr. Paley, forget about Aviatrix. Put your money on our fancy. He'll win by 8 lengths.
Well, Jack, my mind is made up. I'm going to play Aviatrix.
But look, Mr. Paley, it's silly to come out here and just bet on any horse, especially after driving 6 hours to get to the track.
In my car, it's 40 minutes.
Well, look, Mr. Paley, I've been studying these horses all season, and I know what I'm talking about. Our fancy can't lose.
I'm sorry, Jack, but I'm going to bet on Aviatrix.
Well, okay, Mr. Paley, it's your dough, but don't say I didn't tell you.
The horses are nearing the starting gate.
Well, I'm going up the window and make my bet. $5 on the nose.
Say, Mary.
Yes, Mr. Paley?
I've been thinking if Jack is going to bet $5 on a horse, he must know something.
That's what I think.
Yeah. I'm going to change my bet. I'm going to put $100 on our fancy.
Well, Mr. Paley, would you do me a favor? Put $2 on our fancy for me.
Okay, Mary.
The horses are in the starting gate.
Gee, I'm glad I got to the window in time.
Now they're all lined up in the gate. They'll start as soon as they can quiet Silverado. He's dancing around a bit. So is Blue Reading.
Gee, both of them dancing?
It takes 2 to tango.
What?
And there they go.
Oh, Mr. Paley, come on. The race is starting.
Here I am, Mary.
Going into the first turn, it's Wild Glory in the front, Coloradito is second, Silverado is third, Aviatrix is fourth, and our fancy.
Come on, our fancy.
I wonder what happened to Jack.
Coming around the far turn, it's still Wild Glory in front, Coloradito is second, Silverado is third, our fancy is now fourth by half a length, and Surflight.
Come on, our fancy.
I placed my bet, and here I am.
Driving down the home stretch, it's Silverado in front, Wild Glory is second, our fancy is third, and here come Contribution and Aviatrix. And now coming into the finish line is Silverado, Contribution, and Wild Glory. And coming up fast on the outside is Aviatrix. It's Silverado and Aviatrix. It's Silverado and Aviatrix. Now Aviatrix is pounding hard. They cross the finish line, and it's Aviatrix, the winner by half a length.
Mr. Paley, we won.
What do you mean, we won?
I bet on your horse, Aviatrix.
You what? Jack, do you mean to tell me that when you left here, you didn't bet on our fancy?
No, you talked me out of it. Mr. Paley, what are you so unhappy about?
Jack Benny, I bet on the horse you gave me.
You did? Mr. Paley, how could you be so silly? Ooh.
Mary, you shouldn't have done that. He's wearing glasses.
Well, that serves him right. Mr. Paley, will you please drive me home?
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack will be back in a minute to tell you about his television program, which goes on at 7 p.m. tonight over the CBS television network. But first, let's take a listen to the Lucky Strike toasting song again.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste. Get it, the toasted cigarette. They take fine tobacco. It's light tobacco. It's mild tobacco too. And it's toasted. Yes, it's toasted. 'Cause the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get the better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste. Get it, the toasted cigarette.
That's the Lucky Strike story set to music. The facts are all there. A Lucky is the cigarette of fine tobacco. LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Naturally mild, good-tasting tobacco. And then that fine tobacco is toasted to taste better. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that brings a Lucky's fine tobacco to its peak of flavor. The process that tones up a Lucky's naturally good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So, friends, smoke the cigarette of fine tobacco that's toasted to taste better. Be happy. Go Lucky.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was going to tell you about my television show, but we're a little late, so tune in and watch it. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny Show tonight was written by Milt Josephsberg, John Tackerberry, Hal Goldman, Al Gordon, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks.
Filter smokers. True tobacco taste, real filtration, famous Tareyton quality. They're all yours when you smoke Filter Tip Tareyton. Filter Tip Tareyton gives you all the full, rich taste of Tareyton's quality tobacco and real filtration, too. Because Filter Tip Tareyton incorporates activated charcoal, renowned for its unusual powers of selective filtration. Look for the red, white, and blue stripes on the package. They identify Filter Tip Tareyton, the best in filtered smoking.
The Jack Benny program is brought to you by the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes. The Jack Benny program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that's toasted to taste better.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste. Yes, it's the toasted cigarette.
Friends, this is Don Wilson. If you're not getting all the enjoyment you should be getting from your present cigarette, switch to Lucky Strike and see for yourself how much more real, deep-down smoking enjoyment you get from Lucky's better taste. A Lucky tastes better because it's the cigarette of fine tobacco, and it's toasted to taste better. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that tones up Lucky's fine, naturally good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. Yes, find out for yourself. Buy a carton of better-tasting Lucky Strike. The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the jobs that all men postpone as long as possible is cleaning out the accumulation of junk that gathers in the garage. Well, Jack Benny has put it off as long as possible, and as we look in on him, he and Rochester are busy with this chore.
Well, now we're beginning to get somewhere, Rochester. Give all those cans and bottles to the junk man. Give the magazines and papers to the paper drive.
Yes, sir. Now, what do you want to do with this bicycle? You haven't used it in many years.
Well, let's keep it. I'll use it again if I can ever get tires for it. Of course, they're so hard to get, you know.
I know the small one is easy, but that great big front one is murder.
Can't have had it that long? Well, the garage is beginning to look a little better now. What's that?
It's the mailman. We're back here in the garage.
Okay, I'll bring it there.
See, I feel sorry for mailmen. They have to walk so much.
Well, hello, Mr. Benny.
Hello. Here, sit down and rest a while.
Oh, gee, thanks. Oh, my feet are killing me.
Yeah, I was looking at them. And yet those shoes you're wearing seem to be soft and comfortable.
I'm not wearing shoes. These are Dr. Scholl's foot pads. Here's your mail, Mr. Benny. Just some circulars and this copy of Esquire.
Well, just put them there on that box.
Aren't you going to look through your copy of Esquire?
Oh, later.
No wonder you get laughs when you say you're 39.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost forgot. Here's your package from the American Tobacco Company.
Oh, yes, my lucky strike.
You get these packages quite often.
Yeah, it's a courtesy they show me. You see, ever since I worked for them, they've sent me 2 free cartons a week.
Oh, gee, that's nice. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Come on, Mr. Benny, let's finish cleaning up the garage.
Okay, but first take the mail in the house and put the cigarettes in the machine. Finish up here.
Yes, sir.
See, we got the garage looking pretty good now. Let's see. I better put these garden tools out of the way. I won't be needing them for a while. Oh, for heaven's sake, look at this rifle. I almost forgot about it. I remember I bought it a couple of years ago to go hunting with the musicians. Then at the last minute, I couldn't go. The boy said I missed a real good time. That was a funny thing they told me about Sammy, the drummer. They said that in spite of the fact that he's a great, big, rough, tough guy, he cried like a baby when they shot a duck. Wait a minute. Did they say they shot a duck or he forgot to duck? I'm going to go next time. It sounds like so much fun shooting Sammy.
Hello, Mr. Benny. I came over to tell you.
Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello. I came over to tell you that
How do you feel, kid?
Oh, fine. I came over to tell you that
How'd you know I was in the garage?
Rochester told me.
Oh. Well, what do you want, Dennis?
Well, I came over to tell you that I'm running away from home.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, another one of these silly things.
Not this time. I'm really running away for good.
For good?
Yeah, and I'm never coming back home again.
No kidding, Dennis. Did you tell your mother?
She told me.
All right, Dennis, tell me, what was the argument about this time?
Well, it wasn't my fault. We were arguing over what to watch on television.
On television?
Uh-huh. I wanted to watch a movie, and my mother wanted to watch the greatest fights of the century.
No.
What a ham. Always hoping they'll show the time she stopped Galento.
Look, Dennis, this is a very interesting discussion. I'd like to continue it and broaden my mind, but I've got work to do.
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm cleaning out the garage.
Well, what are you going to do with that big pile of junk in the middle?
That's my car. Now, get out of my way.
Oh, but Mr. Benny...
Look, Dennis, if you want to hang around, don't bother me. Let me hear you sing the song you're going to do on the show.
Okay.
And I fall asleep.
song sounded awfully good.
Yeah, Mr. Day, it was really beautiful.
You know, Dennis, the years roll on, and I keep telling you what a wonderful singer you are, and sometimes it seems I can't tell you enough. Most singers' voices remain the same, but yours is like old wine that seems to improve with age. No, really, your voice seems to be more vibrant, more mellow, more...
Get it over with. I gotta find a place to sleep tonight.
Hey, wait a minute, Dennis.
Yeah?
I have an empty guest room you can stay till things quiet down at home.
Gee, Mr. Benny, that's the nicest thing that anyone ever did for me, and I hope you don't think I'm ungrateful, but I couldn't move in here. I don't like the people in the neighborhood.
You mean the Colemans?
No, you.
Rochester, we'll put the magazines on top of the newspaper there.
Are you going to ignore him, boss?
Yes, if you do, sometimes he goes away. I want to clean all the top shelves off and...
Well, say, Mr. Benny, while you and Rochester are working, do you mind if I fool around with this hunting rifle?
No, go right ahead. It's loaded. Now, Rochester, after we clean the shelves, I want to be...
Hello, Mr. Benny. Hello, everybody. Well, Mr. Pitcher. I rang the doorbell, and when nobody answered, I came back here to the garage.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Say, Mr. Kissel, I just noticed. Isn't your jaw a little swollen?
Yeah, my nephew just opened up a dentist's office, and I went to him this morning.
Oh, and you had a tooth pulled?
5 of them.
You had 5 bad teeth?
Only one bad.
Then how come you let him pull the other 4?
He's a beginner. He needs the experience.
Oh.
But he's going to be a very, very good dentist, believe me. You know, he's still studying hard. He wants to specialize in stopping pain. He's studying the nerves of the teeth.
Really?
Yeah. You should see how delicately that gentleman works. He removes the nerves from the teeth and hangs them on tiny little racks.
God, that must be hard work.
It's nerve-wracking.
Kitzel, you went through all that just to tell me a joke.
I guess I'm still a little silly from the laughing gas he gave me.
He used laughing gas as an anesthetic, huh?
Yes, and you know something, it's the silliest thing. He puts the pliers in my mouth, turns on the gas, and it starts. I'm laughing, he's pulling. He's pulling, I'm laughing. Oh, it's such a mishmash.
I never had that. How long did you keep laughing?
Until he handed me the bill.
No.
Yeah.
That's the phone, boss. Want me to go in the house and answer it?
No, I want to go in and get a glass of water anyway.
Well, I better go now.
Me too.
Excuse me, I'll see you later, fella. So long. Hello? Oh, hello, Claudette. Nice of you to call. Dinner? Saturday night? Oh, sure. Goodbye. Oh, Rochester, we have to have Miss Colbert's tablecloths ready by Saturday night. Then maybe... Oh, the front door.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Don. Come on in. You know, Don, when the doorbell rang, I knew it was you standing on the front porch.
How did you know?
Because I didn't have to walk to the door. I slid. It was downhill. It was that simple.
Ha, some joke. Very funny.
Huh?
Big comedian, always making cracks at my expense.
Don, I don't know why you should always be so sensitive about it. After all, you are fat.
I'll tell you why I resent it. Not my fault I'm so heavy. It's my glands.
Your glands?
Yeah, they weigh 200 pounds.
Haven't you got a small gland, like 75 pounds?
Look, it's about time you stop kidding me about being fat. Everybody who knows you says you're becoming somewhat chubby yourself.
Me? That's ridiculous. For the past dozen years, my weight has always been 160 pounds.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'll bet you weigh a lot more than 160 pounds right now.
Don, I'll prove to you that you're wrong. Now, follow me. I have some scales in the bathroom. We'll see just how much I do weigh. Here we are. Now, here's a scale. I'll get on. All right, I'm on it, Don.
Yeah, and look what it says. 169 pounds.
Say, it does say that. Can't understand how I gained so much. Oh, I know what the extra 9 pounds is. No, I left my wallet in my other pants. See, I am gaining weight. Don, you get on. I want to see how much you weigh.
Well, all right. Gee, I never saw that before. A card coming out of a bathroom scale.
Not a card, that's a spring. See, imagine me being so much overweight. I'm going to go right on a diet and eat nothing but rye crisp and lettuce.
Oh, Jack, that's fine. But I'll tell you something. I just started.
What?
Well, last week I joined the Beverly Wilshire Health Club, and I exercise in the gym over there. I take steam baths and massages and everything.
Hey, that sounds great.
Yeah, it is. In fact, I'm on my way there now. How about you joining me?
Don, you got a deal. Let's go. Don, where's your car?
If you want to lose weight, you got to walk a lot.
You're right. I'll tell Rochester I'm leaving. Oh, Rochester!
Yeah, boss?
I'm going over to the Beverly Wilshire Health Club.
Shall I get your car out?
No, I'm going to walk.
Howard!
Stop with those cracks about my car. Come on, Don, let's go.
Ah, gee, it's a nice day.
Yeah. I love walking here in Beverly Hills.
Say, Jack.
What?
Isn't that your neighbor's nurse over there pushing the baby carriage?
Oh, yes. You know, that baby must be over a year old now. Such a smart baby, too.
Yeah, and awfully cute, too.
Yeah, here they come. Hello, you cute little thing. Coochie, coochie, coochie. Coochie, coochie, coochie.
Jack, leave the nurse alone. Pay attention to the baby.
Oh, yes, my glasses are so thick. Say, nurse, this sure is a sweet baby, isn't it?
Oui, monsieur. C'est une bébé très bonne.
Listen to that. Now don't cry. Here's a little game that all babies like. Now pay attention, baby. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef, and this little piggy had none. And this little piggy cried, wee, 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 wee.
Jack, you want to get to the club, we better get going.
Okay. Wait till I put my shoe on. Goodbye, baby.
Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Au revoir. Oh, pardonnez-moi, monsieur.
Oui, mademoiselle?
Donnerez-vous une cigarette de moins, s'il vous plaît?
What'd you say, Don? What'd you say?
She asked me for a cigarette. Here you are, mademoiselle.
Oh là là, Lucky Strike. Oh, cette cigarette est ma marque favorite.
Well, I'm mighty glad to hear you say it's your favorite brand.
You know, it's my favorite, too, mademoiselle. Anytime you want Lucky Strikes, you can come over to my house. I have a machine full there. Don, ask her if she knows the Lucky Strike song. I like to hear how it sounds in French.
Mademoiselle, savez-vous chanter la chanson de Lucky Strike en français?
Oh oui, oui, avec plaisir. Si vous voulez mieux goût dans la cigarette, Lucky Strike est la marque à tester. Toasted donné à vous le mieux goût, c'est la toasted. Oh là là, cigarette.
Dude, everybody on the street is applauding. They all like Lucky Strike.
Oh, well, why shouldn't they? Luckies are cleaner, fresher, smoother.
Yes, they certainly are.
Jack, we better hurry. Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Gee, I didn't know she spoke English, huh?
Neither did I. You know, when she first came over here, she was a displaced person.
Really? Well, everything seems to be in the right place now. Come on, Don, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, and Jack, the first thing we'll do when we get to the club is take a steam bath, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's what we'll have. How long have we been in the steam room now, Don?
No, about a half hour.
See, we'll have to get out soon. I can't take too much of this heat, you know.
It's awfully hot in here.
I'll say. Boy, I haven't sweated like this since they closed the banks in 1933. Now, let's get out of here.
Okay. Here, Jack, put on these trunks.
Gee, this club provides everything.
Yeah, it really does. Now let's put on these terry cloth bathrobes and go into the gym and meet the instructor.
I'm right with you.
Oh, here's the instructor now.
Hello, Mr. Wilson.
Oh, hello, K.O. Jack, this is K.O. Stevens. K.O., this is Jack Benny.
Hey, Jack Benny from radio and television? Yeah, pleased to meet you, K.O. The feeling is mutual.
You know, Jack, K.O. used to be a prize fighter.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Benny. I had my first fight in 1940. Really? Yeah. I spent 12 years in the ring. 12 years, huh? Yeah, but I finally came to, got up, and went home. Gentlemen, take off your bathrobes.
All right.
Now, before we start, Mr. Benny, I want to see your physique so I can know what exercises to give you. Turn around a couple times. All right. Well, how do I look? No wonder you get laughs when you say you're 39. What? You and Mr. Wilson off with a regular bending exercises. You ready?
I'm ready, K.O.
Me too. Yeah, okay. Now, as I count, bend down and touch the floor.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Bend down and touch the floor. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Wilson. You ain't doing it right.
What's wrong?
Well, you're supposed to touch the floor with your fingers, not your stomach. Yes, John, you're not getting any benefit out of this. Hey, look, I think that'll be all for today. That's all?
Yeah, there's no sense in overdoing it the first time.
Say, K.O., I don't want to get personal, but I'd like to ask you why boxers always do that.
Do what?
Whenever boxers talk, they go all the time.
Well, I don't know why the rest of them do it, but I got a cold.
I'm glad you explained it.
Yeah. Well, I'll go back in the steam room for about 10 minutes before going home.
Okay, come on, Don. Let's see. This is the steam room here. Gee, the steam is much thicker than when we left. I can't see a thing.
Same here. Doesn't steaming hot, though.
Yeah. Let's see if we can find a place to sit down.
I can't see.
Neither can I, but follow me. Maybe we can find... Whoops! Sorry I bumped into you.
That's all right. I can't see a thing either.
Don, what's a woman doing in the steam room?
This is no steam room. This is Santa Monica Boulevard.
Well, I'll be darned. The smog is awful. Come on, Don. Let's get back in.
Just before Jack comes back again, here's a word for anyone who enjoys a good cigarette.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. They taste fine. Tobacco is light. Tobacco is mild. Tobacco too. And it's toasted. Yes, it's toasted. Because the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
All you have to do is look at a pack of Lucky's Friends, and you'll see the reasons for Lucky's better taste printed right on the pack. LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Light, naturally mild, good-tasting tobacco. And it's toasted. It's toasted to taste better. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that tones up Lucky's fine tobacco, bringing it to its peak of flavor, making it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So be happy. Go Lucky. Make your next carton of cigarettes better tasting Lucky Strike.
We're a little late, so good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Hal Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks.
Filter smokers, here's the true tobacco taste you've been looking for. Filter Tip Tarleton gives you all the full, rich flavor of Tarleton's famous quality tobacco, and real filtration, too. Filter Tip Tarleton incorporates activated charcoal, renowned for its unusual powers of selective filtration and used far and wide to purify the air we breathe, the water and beverages we drink. Look for the red, white, and blue stripes on the package. They identify Filter Tip Tarleton, the best in filtered smoking.
The Jack Benny program is brought to you by the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes. Jack Benny program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that's toasted to taste better.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste. Get it, the toasted cigarette.
This is Don Wilson. As cigarette smokers, you and I know the most important single thing any cigarette can offer is taste. Better taste. And as many millions of Lucky smokers will tell you, Lucky's taste better. You know why? Because it's toasted. Yes, it's toasted to taste better. Lucky's better taste actually begins with the fine tobacco that goes into every Lucky Strike. LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And then that fine tobacco is toasted. It's toasted. That's the famous Lucky Strike process that tones up Lucky's naturally mild, good-tasting tobacco, brings it to its peak of flavor, makes it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So for better taste in your cigarette, be happy, go Lucky. Buy a carton of better-tasting Lucky Strike. Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Jack Benny does another of his TV programs over the CBS television network. But meanwhile, let's go out to Jack's home in Beverly Hills, where, as you know, he lives alone with his butler, Rochester. It's 9:30 in the morning, and as usual, one is in bed while the other is in the kitchen preparing breakfast.
Now, let's see. Where are the eggs? Gee, it's so hard to find anything in this refrigerator. Maybe I ought to trade it in. I hear the newer models have a light in them. Oh, here's an egg on the bottom shelf. Pretend you're happy when you're blue. Should I have one egg or take two? One egg's enough. I just said two so it would rhyme. I think I'll scramble it. Let's see now. First, I'll break it into this bowl. Gosh, I'm weak in the morning. Maybe I better have my orange juice first. Yeah, I'll make some orange juice. Da-dee-da-dum-dum-dee-da-doo. See, that orange juice sure looks good. Now to get the seeds out. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'll go outside and... Nah, it would take them years to grow. Pretend you're happy when you're blue. Da-da-da-da-da-dee. Now, who can that be? Hello?
Hello, this is Roos's Jewelry Store in Beverly Hills.
Yes?
The diamond necklace with the emerald pendant you ordered is ready, and we can deliver it today. Please have your check for $12,000 ready.
Look, this is Jack Benny. You must have the wrong number.
Must have? I haven't been this wrong since I invited my mother-in-law to live with us.
What reason would I have to buy a diamond necklace? Looks silly on me. Now to have my orange... Say, that's funny. The glass is empty. Somebody drank my orange juice. And there's nobody in the house but Rochester. That's it, Rochester. Wait till I... Rochester? Rochester, did you drink my orange juice? Rochester, you're not fooling me. Get up. Rochester.
I know I'm cute, honey, but control yourself.
Maybe he is asleep. I'll tickle him and wake him up. Rochester.
Oh, it's you, boss. What a disappointment.
Now, Rochester, I made a glass of orange juice. I went in the next room to answer the phone, and when I came back, the orange juice was gone.
Maybe the mice drank it.
Mice don't drink orange juice.
In California?
All right, I know you drank it, but we'll talk about it later. Now, get out of bed. I want you to drive me down to the doctor's office. I got to go for a physical.
What's the matter, boss? You feel bad?
No, it's just that my sponsor's taking out an insurance policy on me, and I have to be examined.
How much is the policy for?
$1 million. But if I'm killed accidentally, the sponsor collects $2 million.
$2 million?
Yes.
Boss, you better watch your step. I hear your sponsor's hobby is rifle shooting.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. He does his target practice on a range way out at Sunset in Westwood. I don't even pass there on my way home.
I know, but for $2 million, they can make a bullet that waits for you at Pico and Sepulveda.
What are you talking about? My sponsor's just trying to protect his investment, that's all. Now hurry downstairs. Imagine him denying that he drank that orange juice. I've got a good notion to make him stay in bed all day. No, he'd like that. I better squeeze another orange. Dee-dee-da-dum, bum-dee-da-dum. Da-da-da-dum, dum-dee-da-dum. Well, that does it.
Oh, Jack! Jack, are you up yet?
Huh? Oh, hello, Mary. Come on in. I'm in the kitchen. What are you doing here so early?
Early? I was here a few minutes ago. I came into the house, walked in the kitchen. Nobody was there, so I drank a glass of orange juice and left.
Mary, you drank...
All right, here's a dime.
Here's a dime. Don't be so sarcastic. I made a terrible mistake. I accused Rochester of drinking my orange juice.
Well, that's you, Jack. Always jumping to conclusions.
Always what?
Always jumping to conclusions.
I do not.
What about that morning you got out of bed and accused Rochester of taking your new suit?
Well...
Then you took off your nightgown, and there it was.
Well, that wasn't my fault. When I come home tired, he's supposed to undress me.
Well, anyway, I drank your orange juice, and you ought to apologize to Rochester.
Oh, Mary, I don't have to apologize. He knows I'm sorry.
He does not, and you've got to tell him.
Oh, Mary, I can't.
You can, too. Now, be a man.
Oh, hello, Miss Livingston.
Hello, Rochester. Mr. Benny has something to say to you.
Oh.
Jack, go ahead.
Well.
Jack.
Oh, all right. Rochester.
Turn around and face him.
Oh.
Go on.
Well. Rochester.
Yes, boss?
I'm sorry I said you drank my orange juice.
Jack, come back here. Oh, what a baby.
Well, I better get the car out. I got to take Mr. Benny to the doctor.
The doctor? What for?
The sponsor took out an insurance policy, and Mr. Benny has to be examined.
Rochester.
Oh, you're back.
Yes. Rochester, get the car now. We'll go. Now, I've got to hurry, Mary, so you... Oh, darn it, there's the phone. Just when I'm ready to leave. Hello?
Hello, Jack. Guess who this is?
Huh? Who is this? I'm in a hurry.
I'll give you a hint. Roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and I'm lumpy, too.
Don, I have to rush away. What'd you call me for?
Well, Jack, I've got the sportsman here, and we've got a wonderful idea for a commercial.
But, Don, I don't want to hear it over the phone. You can wait till rehearsal. Anyway, I don't like the songs they've been picking lately. Why don't they pick something classy once in a while?
Classy? That's exactly what this one is.
Don, you've been saying for years that these commercials are classy, and that quartet always winds up going crazy.
Not this time, Jack. You love this one.
Oh, I will, eh? Well, let me hear it. Are the boys close to the phone? All right, Don, let me hear it.
Take it, boys.
They warned me when you kissed me, your love would ricochet. Your lips would find another, and your heart would go astray. I thought that I could hold you with all my manly charm, but then one day you ricocheted to someone else's arms, and baby, I don't want a ricochet romance, I don't want a ricochet love. If you're careless with your kisses, find another turtle dove. I can't live on ricochet romance, no, no, not me. If you're gonna ricochet, baby, I'm gonna set you free. I knew the day I met you, you had a roving eye. I thought that I could hold you. What a fool I was to try. You promised you'd be faithful, and you would never stray. Then like a rifled bullet, you began to ricochet. But baby, I don't want a ricochet romance, I don't want a ricochet love. You and me are through forever, find another turtle love. Thanks for all those gifts you gave me, those lucky strikes. Let's forget and light up a lucky, that's the one I like. I'll be happy, puffin' a lucky, I can count on luckies I know. Always with me when I travel, fully packed and ready to go. Always cleaner, fresher and smoother, the best smoke yet. Let's be happy, happy-go-lucky, what a cigarette. Let's be happy, happy-go-lucky, let's light a lucky strike.
Don, why is it they always start out so nice and then go crazy? We can't use that commercial. It's too noisy. Anyway, where did they get that gun?
They found it on a bench at Pico and Sepulveda.
No.
What's that, Jack?
Nothing. I'll see you at rehearsal. I thought Rochester was only guessing. Well, I'm going to have my orange juice and then go. Come on, Rochester, let's...
Well, look who's here.
Hello, everybody. I came in through the kitchen.
Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny, and thanks for the orange juice.
Oh, for heaven's sake. What do you think this is, a cafeteria?
Yes.
Look at kids, it's not just the orange juice, it's the principle. I'm trying to conserve food.
Oh, my mother conserves food every night.
Well, she deserves a lot of credit. How does she do it?
When it's time for dinner, she locks me in a closet.
Dennis.
But last night I got even with her. I ate the doorknob.
What?
Now every little thing turns my stomach.
Look, kid, I haven't had my breakfast yet. Leave me alone. What brings you over here, anyway?
Well, I got a brand new arrangement for my song, and I thought maybe you wanted to hear it.
Well, do I have to hear it now? I mean, so early?
Oh, it isn't early, Mr. Benny. I'm up and dressed and out of the house at 5 o'clock every morning.
5 o'clock? What for?
The buses aren't crowded.
Dennis, where do you have to go at 5 o'clock in the morning?
No place, but I get a seat.
Here, kid, have a doorknob.
Jack, not in the head.
Look, Dennis, you sing your song for Mary, and she'll tell me how it is. I've got to have breakfast and rush away to the doctor.
Oh, I don't blame you. You look awful.
What?
Sing, kid.
You said it. I'll see you kids later. Goodbye.
Mi cantar se vuelve gitano cuando es para ti. Mi cantar hecho de fantasía. Mi cantar flor de melancolía que yo te vengo a dar. Granadas y arrancan trentada en tardes de toro. Que conserva el embrujo de los ojos moros. Rosas de suave fragancia que le dieran marco a la Virgen morena. Mujeres de sangre y de sol. ¡Ole!
Rochester, we're awfully late. Can't you go a little faster?
Okay.
You know, right after I take my physical, we'll go down to the... Rochester, they got me. They got me.
Get back in the seat, boss. That was a tire.
I should have known. We're only at Pico and Roxbury. Rochester, you change the tire, and I can walk to the doctor's office from here. You know? Let me see. His office should be around here. Oh, there it is. Doctors Penchel and Gordon.
Yes, sir.
How do you do? I'm Jack Benny.
Oh, yes. You have an appointment for a physical examination.
That's right.
Well, I'll have to fill out this card first. Name, Jack Benny.
That's right.
Your address?
366 North Camden Drive.
Your complexion?
Ruddy.
Color of your eyes?
Lazy Lagoon blue.
Your height?
5'10".
Your weight?
157.
Now I'll just slip this band around your arm. There.
Hey, this is awfully tight. What is it?
A lie detector. The next question is your age.
Now, wait a minute. I don't need a lie detector to tell you my age. I'm 39. Look, a lie detector can be wrong, too, you know.
Well, Mr. Benny, if you'll just sit over there and wait, the doctors will see you in a minute.
Well, thank you.
Sylvia like that, using a lie detector when she asked my age. None of the other nurses ever did that. They ask me my age, I tell them I'm 39, they put down whatever they think. I've got a good mind to absolutely...
Well, so long, Doctor, and thanks a lot.
Bob!
Oh, hello, Jack.
Bob Crosby, what are you doing here?
Well, they took this X-ray of me, and I just picked it up.
Oh. Say, what's the writing down in the corner of the X-ray? The name of the doctor?
Oh, no. No, it says to Brother Bing with love. I'm giving it to him for his birthday.
Bob, why in the world would you give Bing an X-ray for a present?
Well, he's got everything else.
Well, that's logical. May I take a look at it, Bob?
Well, sure. Go ahead, Jack.
Let me see. Bob, nothing shows in this X-ray. Why is it so blurry?
Oh, well, you have to use Polaroid glasses. It's three-dimensional.
No kidding.
Jack, what are you doing here?
Oh, it's nothing. I just came for an insurance examination. See, the sponsor's taking out $1 million policy on me.
$1 million?
Uh-huh.
Well, who's going to pay the $5 for the medical exam? You or the sponsor?
The Blue Cross. I found a loophole. So long, Bob.
So long.
Oh, Mr. Benny, the doctor will see you now.
Thank you. Oh, doctor. Doctor. Well, doctor, here I am. Oh.
Hello, Bolton's Mortuary.
What?
I'm having lunch with Ralph Bolton.
Oh.
We're quite friendly. I throw him a lot of business.
I see.
Hello, Ralph. 1:30 at the Brown Derby? Fine. Goodbye, Ralph. I like going out with him. He drives such a big car. Now, Mr. Benny, I'll get my associate in here and we'll give you your examination. Oh, Dr. Gordon.
Yes, Dr. Fanchel?
Will you help me with this examination? This is Mr. Benny.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Dr. Gordon.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Benny, will you please strip?
You mean undress?
Yeah.
All right. Doctor, I don't need the music.
I'm sorry. Our last patient was Tassel's Latour.
Oh.
Now get behind that screen and take off your clothes.
Yes, sir.
When you're ready, Dr. Fanchel and I will be in the next room.
Oh, Doctor, I've been concerned about that call you made this morning. Any information yet?
Yeah, I got a report from Dr. Stanley, and it's all over.
What was the result?
She ran fifth, and we lose $4. I wonder what's taking Mr. Benny so long. Mr. Benny, you got all your clothes off?
Yeah.
Well, then come out from behind that screen.
Well, gee, don't I get balloons or anything?
Here, just slip on this gown.
Yes, sir. There, I'm ready.
Very well. Now, Mr. Benny, will you please step behind this fluoroscope?
Yes, sir.
Contact. Well, there seems to be a round metallic object near your kidney.
Oh, that's a quarter I swallowed years ago.
Shall we, Dr. Gordon?
Why not? Mr. Benny, will you please hiccup?
Hiccup?
Yeah.
It's tails, Dr. Gordon. You lose.
What is this, anyway?
Now, hold still, Mr. Benny. We want to examine your stomach through the fluoroscope.
Yes, sir.
The spleen seems to be okay, and the pancreas is in the right position.
Yeah, but look at the liver.
The liver?
Yeah, what's that on top of it?
Well, I'll be darned. Onion!
69 cents at Rexall.
Now, Mr. Benny, drink this glass of barium.
You mean all that white stuff?
Yes, it's a harmless chemical, and when you drink it, we can follow its course through the fluoroscope.
Oh, all right. It tastes awful.
You drank it all?
There.
Oh, look, Dr. Fenchel. The barium has reached the esophageal entrance. There it goes over the cricoid cartilage behind the tracheal bifurcation, through the arch of the aorta. Now it's passing the esophageal hiatus of the diaphragm.
If it passes Pico and Sepulveda, it's dead.
Now it's coming around the esophageal gastric junction.
What? It's passing the kidney on the outside, headed into the home stretch. It's barium sulfate by 2 lengths.
Come on, native dancer!
It's barium by a nose. Native dancer is second, and here comes Castle's liqueur.
Doctor, what is this? What's going on here?
Well, that's all. The examination is over. You can go now.
Well, thank you.
Oh, Mr. Benny.
Yes?
You better put your clothes on.
I forgot. I'll put my clothes on. A pretty girl is like a melody. Da-dee-da-da-da-da.
Jack will be back in a minute to tell you about his television program, which goes on immediately after this show. But first, the sweetheart of Lucky Strike, Miss Dorothy Collins.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. They take fine tobacco. It's light tobacco. It's mild tobacco too. And it's toasted, yes, it's toasted, because the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
That's something to remember, friends. If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. Yes, because it's toasted to taste better. Now, first of all, Lucky's taste better because they're made of fine tobacco. LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, naturally mild, good-tasting tobacco. And then that tobacco is toasted. It's toasted. The famous Lucky Strike process tones up Lucky's naturally mild, good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. Keep that in mind. And for a better tasting smoke every time, make your cigarette Lucky Strike.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was going to tell you about my television show, but we're a little late, so tune in and watch it. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny Show tonight was written by Milt Josephsberg, John Tackerberry, Hal Goldman, Al Gordon, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks.
Filter smokers, true tobacco taste, real filtration, famous Tareyton quality. They're all yours when you smoke Filter Tip Tareyton. Filter Tip Tareyton gives you all the full, rich taste of Tareyton's quality tobacco and real filtration, too. Because Filter Tip Tareyton incorporates activated charcoal, renowned for its unusual powers of selective filtration. Look for the red, white, and blue stripes on the package. They identify Filter Tip Tareyton, the best in filtered smoking.
The Jack Benny program is brought to you by the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes.
Be sure to watch Jack Benny on television in a few seconds. This is the CBS Radio Network.
Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, the Sportsman Quartet, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Benny's birthday is February 14th, and whenever one of Jack's birthdays rolls around, it's quite an event. Last year, it was more than memorable because everybody was making preparations, and, well, let's go back to last year and look in on some of it.
The regular weekly meeting of the Beverly Hills Beavers will now come to order. The motion before the club is resolved. The Beavers will give Mr. Jack Benny a surprise birthday party, and for this purpose will withdraw our entire treasury of $1.43. I second the motion, Stevie. Thank you, Joey. But call me Mr. President. No familiarity during meetings. Any questions? What is it, Cliff?
Well, I'm a new member of the Beavers, and I'd like to know who Jack Benny is.
Are you kidding? Don't you know who Jack Benny is?
No, who is he? Who is Jack Benny? He's only the greatest fullback that Yale ever had.
Yeah, and he quit football because he was afraid of hurting his hands. And that would stop him from playing the violin.
That's right, Cliff. Mr. Benny's one of the world's greatest violinists. Well, if he's the world's greatest violinist, how come I never heard of him?
That's because he's so modest. He goes under the name of Yasha Heifetz.
Well, since Mr. Benny's such a nice man, I vote that we give him a birthday party. Let's all go over to Miss Livingston's house, and she'll give us a list of Mr. Benny's friends.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Pauline, have you straightened out the living room?
Yes, Miss Livingston. Oh, won't Mr. Benny be surprised when he finds out you're giving him a birthday party?
He sure will. Tell me, Pauline, how does my new dress look?
Oh, it's lovely, ma'am. Only if I had nice legs like yours, I wouldn't hide them with such a long skirt. Men like pretty legs, you know.
Yeah. And to think that for 4 years I hid mine behind a counter at the May Company. But I'm not trying to be glamorous tonight. You know, Bob and Don are married, and Dennis is too young for me, and Mr. Benny's too old for me.
Well, I'm surprised to hear you say that anyone is too young or too old for you.
Why?
Anything between the Boy Scouts and the Townsend Club is okay with me.
Why, Pauline, I didn't know you liked men so much.
Oh, I do, ma'am. Why, I like them so much that Well, you'd think me silly if I told you what my favorite dream has been for years.
No, I won't. Tell me, what is your favorite dream?
That I'm a Dixie cup in the New York Giants locker room.
Well, come on, Pauline. There's work to do.
Yes, ma'am. Say, would you please tell me one thing, Miss Livingston? Don't you ever go out with Mr. Benny, just the two of you alone?
Occasionally. I remember one very warm night last summer when Jack drove me up to the top of Mulholland Drive.
How'd you make out?
Fine. I sold more good humors than he did. Now, Pauline, you set the table, and I'll get all...
Miss Livingston's residence. Just one moment, please. Miss Livingston, it's the baker. He wishes to talk to you.
Oh, good. Hello? Yes, I want the cake delivered as early as possible. How many candles? 39. That's right, 39 candles, and arrange them in the shape of a question mark. Bye.
Say, Miss Livingston, how old is Mr. Benny really?
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't tell you. You see, Mr. Benny and I have an agreement that saves us both a lot of embarrassment.
An agreement?
Yes. I never tell anyone his age, and he never tells anyone my salary.
But, Miss Livingston, if Mr. Benny pays you so little, how can you afford this nice apartment and all your nice clothes and everything?
My mother writes for Jackie Gleason. Well, I better go over the invitation list and start calling.
Oh, Miss Livingston, what are you going to do about music?
Well, I've been trying to reach Charlie Bagby, the piano player, so he'd bring the boys and the band over. I've tried to get Charlie 3 times. Wonder where he is.
4 ball in the side pocket. Watch it now.
Yeah, okay, Charlie. Hey, Charlie, how's about coming over to my place for a poker game tonight, huh?
Gee, I'd love to, Mel, but I can't. 10 ball in the corner.
Well, why can't you come, Charlie?
Well, it's Jack Benny's birthday today. And me and the rest of the boys in the band are throwing him a surprise party. 7 ball in the side.
Hey, how old is Benny anyway?
Oh, I can't tell you that.
Oh, but do you know how old he really is?
Yeah, but I can't tell you. 62 ball in the corner. I mean combination shot off the 6 and 2 ball.
Oh. Hey, where you musicians going to have the party?
Over at my house. I had a swimming pool put in last month, and I just filled it. Everybody will have fun.
Hey, ain't it pretty cold weather for swimming?
Yeah, but once you dive in, you won't notice it.
Oh, is the pool heated?
No, it's filled with old crows. 13 ball, cross corner. Well, that finishes the game. I beat you 25-4.
Yeah. Hey, you know, Charlie, you're lucky having a steady job with Benny all these years and shooting pool like a champ.
Yep. You owe me $2.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Here you are. But don't you feel ashamed of yourself taking money from a guy who's on unemployment relief?
No, you make more than I do. Well, I better start calling some people and inviting them to the party me and the musicians are giving. I think I'll call Dennis Day first.
Gee, Mother, why do you want to leave the house just because I'm giving a surprise party for Mr. Benny?
I think you're wasting your money on that mean old man.
Now, Mother, that isn't fair. Mr. Benny has been like a father to me. Why, only last week he gave me advice on how to be popular with the girls.
Oh, he did, huh?
Yeah. He took me aside and said, Dennis, my boy, you're missing a lot. You ought to get a girl and on some moonlight night drive her over to Lover's Lane, put your arms around her, pull her up close to you, put your face close to hers, and...
Yes? Then what did Mr. Benny tell you?
When he got to that part, he fainted.
Well, look, Dennis, let me give you some advice on that.
Yes, Mother?
Son, as you go through life, you'll meet many girls.
Yeah.
And someday you'll meet the one girl you'll want to spend the rest of your life with. And it will probably be when you least expect it.
Gee. Say, Mom, how did you first meet Father?
We were matched together in the Golden Glove. Well, Dennis, I've got to be running along now. I hope your party turns out nice.
Thank you, Mother. Well, I got to get everything set for the party. Now I better see if I have everybody's phone number. If I ever needed you, I need you now. I can't remember when I've ever been so blue. If I ever needed love, I need
have to do. No day or night goes by when I don't have my cry. I feel like I could die from wanting you. I can ease my aching heart, but you'd know if I ever needed you. I need you now. No day or night goes by when I don't have my cry. I feel like I could die from wanting you. I can ease my aching heart, but you know if I ever needed you, I need you now.
Well, I've got everybody's phone number but Don Wilson's. I want to call him and his wife.
Oh, darling.
What is it, Pudgy?
I want to tell you, honey, the table looks beautiful.
Oh, thanks, dear. But if this is to be a surprise party for Jack Benny, I think you better start calling your guests.
Oh, I will as soon as I finish wrapping this present for Jack.
Well, I hope you're giving him an appropriate gift. What's in that package, darling?
See if you can guess.
A watch?
No. I'll give you a hint. They're round and firm and fully packed. So free and easy on the draw.
On the what?
Draw. Now, what is it?
A box of Crayolas.
No, Pet. Now, listen again, sweetheart. Take last night after dinner. I went into the living room, sat down in my easy chair, struck a match. Now, what did I light?
My mother's picture.
Yes, and while it was burning, what did I light with that?
Oh, darling, don't keep me in suspense. What did you buy Jack for his birthday?
Oh, but dear, it's so obvious. Now, look at the letters on the box. You should be able to figure out what it is. LSMFT.
LSMFT. Oh, I know. A long silk muffler from Tubby.
No, dear. It's the Carton of Lucky Strikes. And LSMFT stands for Lucky Strike, means fine tobacco.
Oh, well, everybody knows that.
Well, then why'd you make me tell you?
I love the way your big fat face lights up when you say it.
Oh, now, come on, dear. Let's go through this list and see if I forgot anyone.
Fine thing. It is my birthday. I'm all alone. Nobody even thinks of me. Nobody cares. No cards. Not even a phone call. Who is it?
It's me, boss.
Rochester, I don't want to talk to anyone. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Quiet, Polly. When I want your help, I'll ask for it.
Boss, you haven't eaten all day. You want me to get you something?
I don't want anything. Just leave me alone.
Okay. I wonder what's wrong with him. He's kept himself locked up in the den all day. Maybe he bet on a horse. No, if Mr. Benny bet on a horse and that horse lost, he beat it to death with his bare hands. Just can't figure out what's the matter with him.
Rochester, if you don't mind, I'll have my dinner served in bed.
What's the matter, boss? Don't you feel good? You've been brooding all day.
I haven't been brooding. I want to lock myself in the den. It's my own business.
Wait a minute, boss.
Huh?
Have you been crying?
Why, what makes you think I've been crying?
There's a rainbow in your little blue eyes.
There is? I mean, who cares? A lot you or anybody else worries about me anyway.
You're wrong, Mr. Benny. I worry about you.
Oh, you do, eh? Well, Rochester, what day is this?
Saturday?
Uh-huh. Saturday, February what?
The 14th.
Well, doesn't that mean anything to you?
Saturday, February 14th. Oh, my goodness, I forgot to put the garbage out.
It's not that. Come back here. Now, let's not talk any more about it. You go in and clean the den. I'll go in the kitchen and have a sandwich and a glass of garbage. I mean, milk.
Okay. Well, it won't take long to straighten up the den. I'll put these books away on the shelf.
Hello.
Well, hello, Polly.
Here I am, all alone. Nobody cares.
Huh?
Nobody cares.
What are you talking about?
Today's my birthday.
Oh, my goodness, how can I be so stupid? I better go out in the kitchen and fix things up right away. Excuse me, boss, excuse me.
Rochester.
Wait a minute, boss.
Rochester, what are you doing?
I'm putting a candle on a cracker. It's Polly's birthday.
Oh, it is, eh? Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm going to my room.
Gosh, I can't figure out what's bothering the boss. He's usually so cheerful and... Hello, Mr. Benny's residence.
Rochester, this is Miss Livingston.
Oh, hello, Miss Livingston. You'll never guess whose birthday it is today.
I know, Rochester, and that's why I called. I want to give a surprise party.
A party?
Yes, do you think you can get him out of the house?
Him?
Certainly.
Well, he sure fooled me laying an egg this morning.
Rochester, what are you talking about?
The parrot.
Parrot? It isn't the parrot's birthday. It's Mr. Benny's birthday.
Oh! So that's why he's been feeling bad all day. He thought everybody forgot about him.
Oh, no. When I called the gang, I found out that everybody was going to give him a party. So we all decided to come over to Mr. Benny's house and surprise him.
Well, bring some food with you. The time lock doesn't open the icebox till 6 in the morning.
Don't worry, we have food. You just get Mr. Benny out of the house for a little while, and don't let him suspect anything.
Okay, Miss Livingston, and leave it to me. I'll get him out of the house, and I'll be clever about it.
Gee, I feel a lot better taking this little walk, but I can't understand Rochester throwing my hat and coat out. When I went out to get him, he slammed the door. Gee, I've been walking for about 40 minutes now. I'm kind of tired. I think I'll walk across the street and get on a bus for home. Fine birthday, huh? Gee, look at this theater marquee. Now playing The Horn Blows at Midnight. I guess they're reviving it again on account of the Academy Awards. I think I'll go to see it again.
Rochester, we've been here 4 hours now. If Mr. Benny only went out for a walk, why isn't he back?
I don't know, Mr. Day.
Well, I've waited long enough. I've got to go home.
Me too. I wonder what happened to the boss.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon, mister. Huh? I'm the manager of this theater. We've shown you the horn blows at midnight 3 times. Now, will you please go home so we can close up?
Okay. By the way, mister, the girl at the box office told me that you haven't sold a ticket all week.
That's quite right.
Well, if that's true, how come there's someone sitting in almost every seat in this theater?
We rent it out as a storage room to a mortuary.
A mortuary? You mean all the people in those seats are... Gee, that's amazing.
I'll say it's amazing. Yesterday, right in the middle of the picture, 3 of them got up and walked out.
Gee, I wondered why the guy at the door didn't tear my ticket. Well, I better go on home. Coming home to a cold, dark house. What a birthday this was. Fine, loyal gang I've got. I got a good notion to fire every one of them. If I had any talent, I would. Yeah, I'm tired. Well, I might as well go to bed. Now, who can that be at this time of night? Hello?
Hello, is this Jack Benny?
Yes?
Oh, this is Western Union. We have a singing telegram for you from your sister in Chicago.
Oh, a singing telegram from my sister, eh? Well, that's cute. Go ahead.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jack Benny.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jack Benny. Happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you very much. That was swell, really. And I do think that... Look, I've got to get away now.
Happy birthday to you.
Look, kid.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jack Benny. Happy birthday, dear Jack. Happy birthday.
Well, that was awfully sweet of you. Now, if you'll get...
Happy day, happy day, happy birthday, Jack Benny.
Well, thank you very much. And
you're welcome, yes, you're welcome very
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first...
Oh, gee, it's 9 a.m. Sunday morning. Yeah, I hope I have a good show this afternoon. Good morning, Rochester.
Good morning, boss. Feeling a little more cheerful today?
Yes, I feel fine.
You should have come back earlier last night.
Why?
The whole gang came over to give a surprise party and celebrate your birthday.
What? A surprise party for me? My whole gang? You mean Mary and Don and Dennis? Gee, they didn't forget me.
Why, boss, that rainbow's coming back in your little blue eye.
Well, I can't help it. I'm so happy. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, John Packerberry, Al Gordon, Al Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks.